drafted in the Navy. When I was drafted, I thought I was going in the Army, but when I went through the screening at Columbia, they said Navy. So I wound up going in the Navy, and through some other little quirks, I wound up going into submarine. I know most people have go through quite a screening to determine how well we can live closely with other people, because on submarine, my bunk, I only had, I think, inches between my nose and the other person that slept over me. I received my basic training at Norfolk, Virginia. From Norfolk, Virginia, of course, I went to submarine school up in New London, Connecticut, and after 6 weeks there, I was on my way to Hawaii to pick up my first sub. So by September of 1943, they felt that they had trained me enough from April to September where I should be going to sea. I was scheduled to go to sea on the U.S.S. Plunger. I'll always remember that number, SS 179. I'll skip through some of the things that will probably be boring, but I remember that on my very first patrol, how we were attacked by depth charge from the Japanese subs. From that experience, most of the upside of our top deck of our submarine was torn apart. We had to limp into Brisbane, I think Brisbane, Australia, and to get enough repairs so we could make it back to Hawaii. In all, I spent 4 patrols, and all of them spent in the Pacific on the U.S.S. Plunger. Life on the sub was better than life on surface ships in the Navy. We were like a family. Everybody had a place where, when they say battle station, everybody had a place to go. And I was one of those that I was on the bow plainsman. I'm still proud of that today, because that meant that you had to keep the sub at the angle that the commanding officer wanted at, so when those torpedoes leave, you know they're on their way. If we had time, I'd tell you about some incident where the Lord took over and made sure that I didn't go to sea on a sub that they never heard from again 3 days after leaving port. So I have been under the blessing of the good Lord in my entire life, and I don't ever want to lose an opportunity to testify to that fact. Mine accosted me in the post office at Pawleys Islands one day and told me about this program, and they kept up with me through little notes and whatnot, and then I found out that the flight is scheduled for 10 November, I believe, and that they were having a function up here today at Chick-fil-A. So I decided that I'm going to go up there and meet some of these, what I choose to call benevolent-hearted individuals that would take time out to show some honor to the old crepit one like me who've gone through the wars, World War II. And so I met some of them this afternoon, and I am extremely proud and satisfied that I was asked or given an opportunity to participate in this trip. Up to Washington, we'll get to see the World War II memorial and other historical points in Washington, and they'll have us back home that evening by 7 p.m.